It was July 2014 when the world got a glimpse of the man best known as Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, an Iraqi whose real name is Ibrahim Awad Ibrahim al-Badri. He walked out of the shadows to declare an Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant. From the great mosque in the Iraqi city of Mosul, he led Friday prayers after naming himself Caliph or religious leader. It was a show of power by an armed group which took over much of Iraq's Sunni heartland after the Iraqi army all but collapsed. 5 years later, it was Baghdadi's state that collapsed. ISIL once controlled 88,000 square kilometers of territory stretching from western Syria to eastern Iraq. It lost its last stronghold in Syria in March this year. Weeks after, Baghdadi made his first appearance in 5 years, putting to rest many unconfirmed reports of his deaths. In a video, the ISIL leader wanted to show he was still in charge, and along with his group, survived the territorial defeat. Baghdadi was behind the group's creation and expansion. ISIL originated in al-Qaeda in Iraq. Baghdadi became its leader in 2010. He then capitalized on the unrest in neighboring Syria, exploiting the security vacuum. It started to capture territory and changed its name to Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant before falling out with al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. ISIL now challenges al-Qaeda not only in Syria and Iraq but for the leadership of what it calls the global jihadist struggle. Baghdadi was once a prisoner in a US-run jail in Iraq. He is believed to have been born near the Iraqi city of Samarra in 1971 and said to have a PhD in Islamic studies from an Iraqi university, giving him religious credentials. It isn't known what role Baghdadi played in recruiting Arab and foreign fighters or in orchestrating attacks abroad. There have been questions about his grip on power and reports of dissent within the group's leadership. But the man who declared himself Caliph, the would-be successor of the Prophet, managed to elude death and capture for years. And even though ISIL's state in Syria and Iraq crumbled under his rule, the group's goals are not defined by borders or one man. Its appeal comes from harnessing the grievances of Sunni Muslims in Iraq, Syria, and across the world.